Inside the server farms that power generative AI, a quiet reconfiguration of ownership is taking place. It is a process of extraction occurring entirely out of sight. This is the active fencing off of the digital commons. Shared human knowledge, the collective output of the internet, is being partitioned and restricted for private use. The mechanics of this shift were pioneered 300 years ago in the fields of England, where a similar transformation redefined what it meant to own a public resource. Recognizing these patterns is a necessary defense. We track these structural shifts to help you navigate how they affect your work and your data, so subscribing to the channel is the best way to stay ahead of the curve. For centuries, European agriculture relied on common land. These were open fields where the poorest citizens could graze sheep and gather wood, resources required for their basic survival. This changed when the wealthy recognized the financial potential of commodities like wool. To capitalize on the export market, they needed to turn shared fields into exclusive assets. Between the 17th and 19th centuries, the British Parliament passed the Enclosure Acts. These laws authorized the gentry to build stone walls and hedges, effectively ending the era of the public commons. Commoners lost their access to the land and were driven into the industrial factory system. What was once a shared landscape was now monetized private property. The early internet functioned as a modern version of that common land. Blogs, forums, and Wikipedia formed a vast shared intellectual pasture, accessible to everyone. But building generative AI requires data at a scale previously unimagined. To train these models, companies needed to ingest nearly everything humans have ever put online. Tech companies used autonomous web crawlers to harvest billions of images, articles, and conversations. This was done without individual consent or any form of compensation for the people who created them. This extracted creativity is fed into proprietary algorithms. The public data is the raw material, but the resulting tools are held by centralized entities. The mechanism is identical to the agricultural enclosure. Public resources are harvested to build closed systems that the public no longer owns. After the data is consolidated, the next step is the construction of paywalls. The same companies that scraped the web are now charging for access to the resources they gathered. This chart shows rapidly rising API pricing across social platforms. By increasing access costs, companies place the digital commons behind a toll booth. This directly squeezes original creators. While independent revenue narrows, platforms controlling the data see corresponding profits rise. Corporate entities consolidate the resource, set the price for access, and leave the original creators to work within a system built on their own uncompensated labor. We often hear AI described as a miracle of engineering, but looking at the economic incentives, it follows the historical pattern of enclosure. In its current architecture, the technology does not naturally lead to more openness. It is designed to centralize information. The current model of AI development acts as a funnel, moving the collective output of the internet into private, proprietary silos. The challenge is not the technology itself, but the fences being built around it. The focus must shift toward how we maintain the accessibility of the public commons. Reclaiming the digital commons is the only way to keep public resources in public hands. If we wait until the enclosure is complete, the walls may be too high to tear down.